Welcome to InfoMinutes. Our topic is three-dimensional strain analysis. Consider a square bar of length L, breadth B and height h, which has been acted upon by a longitudinal load P. Now till now we have studied that due to this longitudinal tensile load P, the bar will elongate in the direction of the load as shown in a figure, where this will be your delta L and the longitudinal strain will be given as delta L by L. However, upon looking upon the bar three-dimensionally, we can see that there is a corresponding decrease in the breadth as well as height in the two lateral directions, and it is denoted by delta B and delta H. So we can say that due to the longitudinal load, the elongation in the longitudinal direction is at the expense of corresponding reduction or contraction in the two lateral directions. So we can say that the load in the longitudinal direction produces a strain in the longitudinal direction, which is positive strain given by this, and it produces a negative strain in the other two directions. So we have another term called as lateral strain, which will be given as minus delta B upon B if we consider Z direction. It can be also given as minus delta H upon H if we consider Y direction. That means this is your X direction, this is your Y direction, and this is your Z direction. So now when the bar is loaded within the elastic limit, we can define another parameter of a material called as Poisson's ratio, which is defined as the ratio of minus of lateral strain upon longitudinal strain. The negative sign is introduced so as to counteract with this negative sign so that we get the value of Poisson ratio in positive. So we can write the Poisson ratio as delta B upon B upon delta L upon L. We can also write it as delta H upon H upon delta L upon L. This minus sign and this minus sign gets cancelled and we get value of Poisson ratio as positive. Now Poisson ratio is denoted by letter mu, and mu is a property of a material. The value of mu for steel is in the range of 0.25 to 0.33. So lateral strain is given as minus mu into longitudinal strain. Now since longitudinal strain is given as sigma by E, we have lateral strain as is equal to minus mu sigma by E. Now consider an elemental bar which has been subjected to three-dimensional stresses in the X, Y and Z direction. All the three stresses are tensile stresses. Sigma 1 is a stress in the X direction, sigma 2 is a stress in the Y direction, whereas sigma 3 is a stress in the Z direction. Now, strain in the X direction due to sigma 1 will be given by sigma 1 upon E, and you can see that this strain is longitudinal strain. Now, as we have discussed earlier, there will also be strain in the X direction due to the stresses in the other two lateral directions. So we have strain in the X direction due to sigma 2, which is in Y direction, and it will be given as minus of mu sigma 2 by E. Now similarly, strain in X direction due to sigma 3, which is in Z direction, will be given as minus of mu sigma 3 upon E. So upon algebraic summation of all the three strain, we get the total strain in X direction as sigma 1 upon E minus mu sigma 2 upon E minus mu sigma 3 upon E. So we get total strain in X direction, which is Ex, is equal to sigma 1 minus mu sigma 2 minus mu sigma 3 the whole upon E. Similarly, we can write the total strain in the Y and Z direction as Ey is sigma 2 minus mu sigma 1 minus mu sigma 3 up whole upon E, whereas in Z direction we can write Ez as sigma 3 minus mu sigma 1 minus mu sigma 2 the whole upon E. Now again consider an elemental bar of length L, breadth B and height h, which has been subjected to three mutually perpendicular stresses in the X, Y and Z direction as sigma 1, sigma 2 and sigma 3 respectively. We now define another property of a material which is called as volumetric strain, and which is given as change in volume of body upon original volume. it is denoted by EV and the formula is given as delta V upon V. Now volumetric strain for a three-dimensional body comes out to be equal to algebraic sum addition of Ex plus Ey plus Ez. We straight away write this relation without deriving it. In this equation we can see that volumetric strain is the algebraic addition of strain in the x, y and z direction. If suppose the strain in any of the direction is negative strain, so we substitute the negative value in this equation so as to get the total volumetric strain. Thank you for watching in 5 minutes.